From Earthseed, the Books of the Living. Darkness gives shape to light, as light shapes the darkness. Death gives shape to life, as life shapes death. The universe and God share this wholeness, each defining the other. God gives shape to the universe, as the universe shapes God. From Memories of Other Worlds by Taylor Franklin Bacole. I've read that the period of upheaval that journalists have begun to refer to as the apocalypse, or more commonly, more bitterly, the pox, lasted from 2015 through 2030, a decade and a half of chaos. This is untrue. The pox has been much longer torment. It began well before 2015, perhaps even before the turn of the millennium. It has not ended. I've also read that the pox was caused by accidentally coinciding climatic, economic, and sociological crises. It would be more honest to say that the pox was caused by our own refusal to deal with obvious problems in those areas. We caused the problems. Then we sat and watched as they grew into crises. I've heard people deny this, but I was born in 1970. I've seen enough to know that it is true. I have watched education become more a privilege of the rich than the basic necessity that it must be if civilized society is to survive. I've watched as convenience, profit, and inertia excuse greater and more dangerous environmental degradation. I've watched poverty, hunger, and disease become inevitable for more and more people. Overall, the pox has had the effect of an installment planned World War III. In fact, there were several small, bloody shooting wars going on around the world during the pox. These were stupid affairs, wastes of life and treasure. They were fought, ostensibly, to defend against vicious foreign enemies. All too often, they were actually fought because of inadequate leaders that did not know what else to do. Such leaders knew they could depend on fear, suspicion, hatred, need, and greed to arouse patriotic support for war. Amid all this, somehow, the United States of America suffered a major non-military defeat. It lost no important war, yet it did not survive the pox. Perhaps it simply lost sight of what it once intended to be, and then blundered aimlessly until it exhausted itself. What is left of it now, what it has become, I do not know. Apologies, folks. I'm a little stuffy. Allergens on high today here in Texas. Hope everyone is able to breathe as we can see, hear, smell, taste in the air. Maybe it's more than just fiction that has environmental disasters going on. No. That attack shouldn't have happened. Things have been quieting down over the past few years. There's still crime, of course. Robberies, break-ins, abductions for ransom or for the slave trade. Worse, the poor still get arrested and indentured for indebtedness, vagrancy, loitering, or other crimes. But this thing of raging into a community and killing and burning all that you don't steal seems to have gone out of fashion. I haven't heard of anything like this Dovetree raid for the last 3 years. Granted, the Dovetrees did supply the area with home-distilled whiskey and homegrown marijuana, but they've been doing that since long before we arrived. In fact, they were the best armed farm family in the area because their business was not only illegal, but lucrative. People have tried to rob them before, but only the quick, quiet burglar types have had any successes. Until now. I questioned Aubrey, the healthy Dovetree wife, while Bacole was working on her son. He had already told her that the little boy would be alright, and I felt we had to find out what she knew, no matter how upset she was. Hell, the Dovetree houses are only an hour's walk from here, down the old logging road. Whoever hit Dovetree, we could be next on their list. Aubrey told me the attackers wore strange clothing. She and I talked in the main room of the school, a single smoky oil lamp between us on the tables. We sat facing one another across the table, Aubrey glancing every now and then at the clinic room, where Ben Coley had cleared and eased her child's scrapes, burns, and bruises. She said the attackers were men, but they wore belted black tunics. Black dresses, she called them, which hung to their thighs. Under these, they wore ordinary pants, either jeans or the kind of camo pants she had seen soldiers wear. They were like soldiers, she said. They sneaked in, so quiet. We never saw them until they started shooting at us, then bang, all at once. They hit all our houses. It was like an explosion, maybe 20 or 30 more guns going off all at just the same time. And that wasn't the way gangs operated. Gangsters would have fired raggedly, not in unison. Then they would have tried to make individual names for themselves, tried to grab the best looking women or steal the best stuff before the friends could get it. They didn't steal or burn anything until they had beaten us, shot us, Aubrey said. Then they took our fuel and went straight to our fields and burned our crops. After that, they raided the houses and the barns. They all wore big white crosses on their chests, crosses like in church. But they killed us. They even shot the kids. Everybody they found, they killed them. I hid with my baby, or they would have shot him and me. Again, she stared toward the clinic room. That killing of children, that was a hell of a thing. Most thugs, except the worst psychotics, would keep the kids alive for rape and then for sale. As for the crosses, well, gangsters might wear crosses on chains around their necks, but that wasn't the sort of thing most of their victims would get close enough to notice. And gangsters were unlikely to run around in matching tunics, all sporting white crosses in their chest. This was something new. Or something old. I didn't think of what it might be until after I had let Aubrey go back to the clinic. Koike had given her child something to help him sleep. He did the same for her, so I won't be able to ask her anything more until she wakes up later this morning. I couldn't help wondering, though, whether these people, with their crosses, had some connection with my current least favorite presidential candidate, Texas Senator Andrew Steele Jarrett. It sounds like the sort of thing his people might do, a revival of something nasty out of the past. Did the Ku Klux Klan wear crosses as well as burn them? The Nazis wore the swastika, which is a kind of cross, but I don't think they wore it on their chests. There were crosses all over the place during the Inquisition, and before that, during the Crusades. So now we have another group that uses crosses and slaughters people. Jarrett's people could be behind it. Jarrett insists on being a throwback to some earlier simple time. Now does not suit him. Religious tolerance does not suit him. The current state of the country does not suit him. He wants to take us all back to a time when He wants to take us back to some magical time when everyone believed in the same God, worshipped him in the same way, and understood that their safety in the universe depended on completing the same religious rituals and stomping anyone who was different. There was never such a time in this country, but these days, when more than half the people in the country can't read at all, history is just one more vast unknown to them. Jarrett supporters have been known, now and then, to form mobs and burn people at the stake for being witches. Witches, in 2032. A witch, in their view, tends to be a Muslim, a Jew, a Hindu, a Buddhist, or in some parts of the country, a Mormon, a Jehovah's Witness, or even a Catholic. A witch may also be an atheist, a cultist, or a well-to-do eccentric. Well-to-do eccentrics often have no protectors, or much that's worth stealing, and cultist is a great catch-all term for anyone who fits into no other large category, and yet doesn't quite match Jarrett's version of Christianity. Jarrett's people have been known to beat or drive out Unitarians, for goodness sake. Jarrett condemns the burnings, but does so in such mild language that his people are free to hear what they want. As for the beatings, the tarring and feathering, and the destruction of heathen houses of devil worship, he has a simple answer. Join us. Our doors are open to every nationality, every race. Leave your sinful past behind and become one of us. Help us to make America great again. He's had notable successes with his carrot and stick approach. Join us and thrive, or whatever. Or whatever happens to you as a result of your own sinful stubbornness is your problem. His opponent, Vice President Edward J. Smith, calls him a demagogue, a rabble-rouser, and a hypocrite. Smith is right, of course, but Smith is such a tired, gray shadow of a man. Jarrett, on the other hand, is a big, handsome, black-haired man with a deep, clear blue eyes that seduce people and hold them. He has a voice that's a whole-body experience, the way my father's was. In fact, I'm sorry to say, Jarrett was once a Baptist minister like my father, but he left the Baptist behind years ago to begin his own Christian America denomination. He no longer preaches regular CA sermons at CA churches or on the nets, but he's still recognized as head of the church. Wow, a preacher who wants to make America great again.
Wow.
A complete work of fiction, imagined complete by this woman with no actual historical precedent or analog, surely. I actually have more I want to ramble about as we get through here, but let me keep reading some passages from this book. Folks, I'm Henry.
I'm Jacob.
And welcome back to Technopoverty. We are starting Parable of the Talents, the sequel to Parable of the Sower, which we finished back on Monday. It is the story of Lauren Oya Olamina, a woman who founds a small community in 2026 as a means of surviving through extreme economic depression times in an extremely dystopic United States. At the end of that book, she founded a sort of commune called Acorn. Well, she gets to some land at the end of that book, as we talked about in previous sessions, and at the end of that book, it's implied that they're going to start a commune and hopefully get through it. This book has opened up, actually, from the perspective of her daughter. We know that she survives and that they make it sometime into the future. We don't know what's happening, but I find it interesting, Jacob, her daughter does not like her. Her daughter hates her.
Really?
Yeah, and so she's conveying to the reader the life story or history as she's aware of it of her mother, which I really like because the first book was Lauren's diary and very personally Lauren speaking to you, the reader. So now you're seeing other people talking about her years after the fact. It's a really great device setup.
Yeah, what an interesting, lens to frame things.
Also, the first book, it was strictly Laura's point of view. In this book, you're getting Lauren's point of view chapters still in the same diary sense, but then you're getting her daughter's diary perspective chapters as well, where her daughter's making comment on what her mother's talking about in the present entry. But then also Lauren's husband / her daughter's, her dad, Benkole, and it's kind of revealed, it was revealed near the end of the book, I think you were out while I was talking about this on stream, but the older gentleman who joined the party, she eventually discovers he's a doctor, but he's not rich enough to travel to safety, but he had some acreage upstate that he was trying to make it to by laying low.
Gotcha.
That's where they make it at the end of the first book. But his perspective is now being integrated into the book because it's interesting because he's a doctor and so he's very good at identifying and talking historically about things, but he's kind of more detached than the other two.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, he is coming from a more clinical mindset of the broader.
Yeah.
An exile.
This passage right here is going to be from his perspective. Earthseed is Olamina's contribution to what she feels should be a species-wide effort to evade, or at least to lengthen the specialized, grow, evolve, die cycle that humanity faces, that every species faces. We can be a long-term success and the parents ourselves of a vast array of new peoples, new species, he says, or we can be just one more abortion. We must scatter the Earth's living essence, human, plant, and animal, to extrasolar worlds. The destiny of Earthseed is to take root among the stars. That's her grand vision for the whole thing, to take root among the stars. I really find it fascinating in the first book, there's this tension, and the second book begins by directly addressing this of Earthseed as a guiding ideology wants to be this high-minded, we're going to take to the stars and be our own god, and man's going to transcend.
Yeah.
But
bigger.
But there's no tangible way of doing that yet. And a lot of the reason people are sticking around is because she's started a community garden. These people watch out for each other and share resources. And it's in a rational sense, it makes sense to stick together in this way.
Yeah.
What's up, Ghost Bro? What's up, Nakamus? What's up, Jari?
What up, y'all? Appreciate it, Ghost Bro.
Where do I buy regents for spells?
Also, Barney says hi to everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, just missed everyone.
So there was this tension at the end of the book where it's like, cool, she's starting a new religion, but most people are really only into it for practical purposes. And so one of the things you see with her daughter is like, I could see how this like practically was a reason people clung to her, but also my mother was an abusive cult leader who was emotionally exploiting people. I'm very interested in like what happens that makes her see things in that way.
Yeah, right. Oh, I appreciate it, man. I said the same thing. The stash is doing a lot of the work with this hat. It's the ultimate combo.
The ultimate combo.
Yeah.
All right, we got one more bit I want to read before we get back.
Yeah. Is this in whose perspective is this next one from?
I believe this next one's going to be from Lauren's.
Okay.
But yeah, basically this book started off where we get a bit of like, so we get a bit of foregrounding with like, it's Lauren's daughter saying like, I hate my mother, this is her story, this is what we're going to be looking at. And then you get the big holy chapters, Bill, like, oh yeah, this is where I'm going to tell you about, I love Alamina, but she's so stubborn. So far, what the actual mechanical chapters when they get into action are they do remind me of Fallout, and that's not just because like there's Fallout fever all over the world right now because of the streaming service and people watching the show.
Yeah, for sure.
The video game revival, I'm seeing the memes everywhere because, you know, people are loving Fallout. But so they've started a commune. And in the first book, it was very much like we're managing our ammo, we're managing our guns, we're doing our little dialogue tree decisions to negotiate like who here is human, acting rationally, isn't going to rob us, isn't going to stab us, is like able to contribute to the project as we make it through this wasteland. It's not post-apocalyptic, I'll bring up more on that later, as I've been talking about during our Super Metroid run as well. But so at the beginning of this run, they go to a neighboring camp because, as I described, the Dove Tree farm has been raided by what appears to be some kind of hate group, which seems to be different than the usual drug heads, the pyromaniacs who, you know, get high, set things on fire, and just kind of have these orgies and revelry. This is more organized. This is hate crime from a upcoming Texas senator's cult of fans. Boy, howdy.
Hell yeah.
Gee.
Ooh, tier 1 sub, thank you.
But anyways, because of this Dove Tree raid, they go and they decide to start checking out the neighboring properties to see what's up, and they acquire a truck. And where I am right now is Lauren's starting to go from playing like a Settlers of Catan, Fallout-esque, like local commune, she's going from Stardew Valley to like Sim City, and the way the text reflects that's very interesting to me because you see the logistics ticking in her brain of being like, okay, we got a truck now. Now we can deliver goods for our neighbors and stuff, but we can also take their goods to town for them and just like charge them for like she's getting into that very economic mindset and like. Other members of the camp, they don't recognize or hear her internal voice over this, but she is playing SimCity with this. She does want a fortress world because she is paranoid that this incoming presidential candidate will find her sect something worth burning down.
Damn.
It really isn't religious. Your service, I mean? You guys don't believe in God or anything? I turned to look at him. Dan, of course we do. He just stared at me in silent, obvious disbelief. So they go to the Dove Tree place hearing about this hate crime just to scavenge around, and I say they find the truck. When they find the truck, they find a dead family around the truck. Dan is one of the survivors of this event, and he's like just being, he's the way the story is reintroducing us to kind of like the dynamics of Earthseed, the dynamics of the plot is like Dan's this new member who just got saved by them, so he's being introduced like Wolverine in the X-Men, you know, just like gotcha. I'm Professor X and this is what we do here, yeah.
Okay, cool.
He just stared at me silent, obvious disbelief. We don't believe in the way your parents did, perhaps, but we do believe that God is change. Yes, I don't even know what that means. It means that change is one unavoidable, irresistible, ongoing reality of the universe. To us, that makes it the most powerful reality, and just another word for God. But what can you do with a God like that? I mean, it isn't even a person. It doesn't love you or protect you. It doesn't know anything. What's the point? The point is, it's the truth, I said. It's a hard truth. Too hard for some people to take, but that doesn't make it any less true. I put my food down, got up, and went to one of our bookcases. There, I took down one of our several copies of Earthseed, the first book of the living. I self-published this first volume 2 years ago. Bencoli had looked over my text when it was finished, and said I should copyright and publish it for my own protection. At the time, that seemed unnecessary, a ridiculous thing to do in a world gone mad. Later, I came to believe he was right. For the future, and for a reason in the present that Bacole had not mentioned. Things will get back to normal someday, he had said to me. You should do this in the same way that you go on paying their taxes. Things won't get back to what he calls normal. We'll settle into some new norm someday, for a while. Whether that new norm will recognize our tax paying or my copyright, I don't know. But there's more immediate advantage to be had here. People are still impressed, even intimidated, by bound, official-looking books. Verses, handwritten or printed out on sheets of paper, just don't grab them the way a book does. Even people who can't read are impressed by books. The idea seems to be, if it's in a book, maybe it's true. Or even, if it's in a book, it must be true.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm going
Brain.
to go ahead and stop. So for those of you who are keeping track at home, we're through the first 4 chapters right now. So we'll probably read chapters like 5 through 10 for the next session, although I might go a bit slower than that. Yeah, Philly Man. Also, so I'm ending Philly Man on that quote as well as we get back into Death Stranding here, because I want to bring up that, again, these books are dystopic but not post-apocalyptic. With that last example, I find it interesting that there's still a means of publishing a book, of getting an official book. There is still a presidential race going on. I brought this up as a detail that made Parable of the Sower really interesting, is that there's still a semblance of a functioning economy, if not a functioning society. You know, even if people are dying, all the machines are still kind of operating everything in a conveyor belt since...
We yearn for normalcy.
Again, yeah, the book, this one opens up by noting that the pox, as the bad times are called, is a depression that ends at about 2030, so about 2015 to 2030. But then it also notes that it never really stops, and it never really started. It was always going. That's a sort of historical consistency thing the first book was pointing out, with like the cases of indentured servitude, wage slavery, company towns, union busting. There's a post we did because we didn't do movies or a Thursday broadcast that popped off in regards to Parable of the Talents, which I'm very thankful there's a lot of enthusiasm for these books right now because they are good books. But I do think there's a bit of an oversimplification that goes into considering them as just like pieces of sci-fi that are...
It's like a quick digest book kind of thing.
Yeah, there's this sort of like this book predicted MAGA oversimplification of things that I think is starting to kind of annoy me the more I get into the text itself. Because like, for instance, Senator Jarrett, the character, people will often be all like, oh, that's the Trump analog. We are well into the deterioration of this society before that dude shows up to take advantage of things, and there's a lot more going on a systemic level than just like, oh, now the KKK showing up again. Like, it seems like there's been a degree of austerity politics that have been happening before either of these books started that got things to the present moment. And so, also, Talents was written in 1998. Sower written in 93. I just, again, am thinking about the 90s as a time when we were privatizing the prison industry. We were actively dismantling labor unions. NAFTA was in full swing, which is something I thought a lot more people knew about because it hit El Paso pretty hard and was a pretty big thing people would talk about as like a point of criticism in El Paso as far as the manufacturing goes that I didn't realize was not a broader thing until later.
Which I was speaking of, I was just going to say I have a coworker whose family and friends work for NASA, and whenever Obama did the huge cuts, very similar thing of like, oh, this is devastating for this area in particular. But outside of that, like you barely see the ripples from like in a community sense. Anyway.
Yeah,
but that's wild though.
Oh no, is my vehicle just...
What's it doing?
What are we doing here? Right, oh man, bringing up Dobson, Franklin, or Falwell, I mean, even Pence falls into this tradition. It's, again, it's not that she was predicting, like, this might happen. It's like, this is an analog of, like, what the culture permits and finds acceptable.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, you can find that sort of hyper-religious zealotry in reactionary politics, like, post-war. Pretty much from, like, I mean, I'm even thinking of, like, Mormons with Romney's dad and all that in the 60s.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Honestly, guys, I don't know what I'm doing in Death Stranding. I just kind of wanted to fire it up while I continue talking about Parable of the Talents.
It's been so long. Also, I'm loving the snow in the desert.
Oh, Space Coast was like that for a bit post-shuttle as well until the recent corporate boom.
Mm-hmm. Man, yeah, I went to college in Winter Park, Florida, like a suburb of Orlando, and we got to see like the last couple rockets before we stopped doing that for like 15 years. Before like SpaceX started doing it again. Now apparently they do it all the time and it's annoying to people, which is really funny. But I remember like being in the middle of class and just like, you could either hear the rocket outside or you just like be having lunch, you could just see a rocket take off, and that was really cool. If you get the chance, watch stuff launch into space. It's pretty tight.
Oh, I should have deposited these. You know what? Let the world have them. Let the world have the resources. I'm just gonna run to the next story mission. Wow, Jari, so like I'm too young, I was too young, I was born after Challenger actually happened, but I remember being very fresh as far as like a news item / awareness thing.
Yeah,
in
it was like
school.
still being talked about. Yeah, same. Like.
I am interested, so bringing up that Lauren is playing SimCity and like imagining like the practical logistics of what she could do with the truck. In the first book, there are some excerpts I was reading where she was talking about seeing like a suburb on fire getting raided and how like people didn't have enough protection. She was like, they needed like machine guns, they needed explosions, they needed stuff to scare people off. Like, I'm curious how militant she's going to get. Because I am reading a bit of like Asada Shakur and Fred Hampton into the way there's these various historical perspectives on her and these characters, like hesitant to judge because the moral calculus is interesting or weird, or like it seems like ultimately everybody agrees she did do a good thing. It's just she was a complicated person.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes things aren't as clean cut as we imagine them to be.
And I feel it's threading that well without doing anything that feels out of sync with the first novel. Like, again, even in the first novel, there were some interesting, like, problematic things going on with the age gap and realizing that, like, there's a bit of a murder hobo in Lauren.
Yeah.
But again, bringing up like Asada Shakur, Fred Hampton, again, pointing out that like there's a continuity of historical reference, and it's not just like she was pulling this or predicting anything. Like it's not like, oh, she was imagining like Donald Trump getting elected in 2024. She was just transposing tensions of the present into a, you know, hyperextended science fiction metaphor. That's what the genre's for.
Well.
2001: A Space Odyssey wasn't predicting 2001, literally. It was just...
Just a title?
In this space.
Sorry, y'all forgot about the mic.
I'm gonna turn the game up a little. Let me know if it's too loud compared to our voices.
It's okay. Raindrops are falling on my head, just like the
the imperfections on the nose and the skin, I think, really play well.
So I just did me some talking to the sun. It was terrible. I thought it was pretty good, actually.
So you'll be a mother who gives birth to her baby. And I just can't wait.
Talk about terrible, Sam.
Yeah, Jerry, totally not creepy.
Just got a baby tank on my chest, a talking doll on my side.
Yeah. And I'm not crazy. These are normal things.
Yeah, Sam, you really should be questioning this APAC organization you're taking orders from.
Yeah, we've heard it has some weird ties. Some emails that may have come out.
Yeah, we'll get up.
Hi Sam, Tarman here. I'm pleased Rainey's feeling better. And now that that's settled, we're all set to continue linking up the continent. Your next main order requires you to retrieve some intriguing cargo. And for convenience's sake, we've decided to transport you to the mission area in the Magellan.
All right, let's get to it.
Speaking of the Magellan, I think it's high time this old girl's weaponry got a bit of an upgrade.
Hell yeah.
Touch with the researcher based in South.
We got a red tea tonight, Jerry.
I'll need your help, of course, but the details can wait until.
Yeah, what is this? It's tasty.
Sure you're eager to get underway. And the tar currents nearby.
It's the usual red tea, but steeped extra long.
As a safety precaution,
That's it.
Yeah, I wish I could get that color in there.
Yeah, right. Wait a minute. The ultraviolet. Where did I put my-
Although, what is it? Red teas or black teas that are the ones that are usually the ones that the British Anglified is just general tea.
Yeah.
Like if you're getting an unsweet tea or a Lipton, you're usually just getting some sort of generic-ish red
Yeah.
tea. I mean, it's a quality flavor. I do love me an unsweet tea.
Oh, absolutely. It's just like it is the
Black. Okay.
Yeah, the ubiquitous. Here. Yeah, it's some good color. Ooh, damn.
I knew it was either black or red because I
Yeah.
mean the color. It's yeah.
It is gorgeous. Okay.
Once again, shout out to Tea House Ghost. I need to go get some more because we're done with the Heavenly Path or the Unfolding Path.
Yeah, I need to get another white tea as well because I do like lighter teas as well. But this lovely red tea. It's been fucking banging, honestly. You know, do another longer steep of this because that's still the thing. I'm still trying to figure out like the good brewing times of like each tea.
Lipton microplastic blend, yeah.
Old English microplastics. I like the Lego version.
I like you just put a credit card through like a cheese grater.
Yeah, I'm just like, people love it.
Did I need to go to the bridge? It was directing me this way. Sorry, it's been a moment since I played Death Stranding 2, gang. We were running through Super Metroid in Jacob's absence.
Yeah, how did that go?
I did pretty solid. I was able to collect things from memory, which surprised myself.
Oh, nice. That's such a good feeling, especially when you haven't been like done something in a minute.
Allow me to reestablish our connection.
Love this dude. Shredded back sure makes the tendons pop.
We're up.
Get my peptides.
Where do you get your peptides?
Okay. Oh.
Hell yeah, that's so cool looking.
How are we getting out of this one, George Miller?
What are we
I've lost
doing?
track of my hand. It's gone.
Are we caught in a surge?
I don't know. There shouldn't be any other currents in our vicinity.
Unidentified object approaching.
Everyone brace for impact.
Is there gonna be a submarine battle?
Yeah, right. Oh, that'd be tight.
I think something's dragging us.
The connection to my hand has been severed somehow. Right now, I'm flying blind.
Jóhann, do you sense anything?
No, it's not a BT.
Well, something's still pulling us down.
Much deeper, and the ship's hull won't be able to handle the pressure.
Evasive action.
Out of the way, kitty!
It's no good. Can't break free.
Discharge tar ballast. Rapid ascent. Now!
Too risky. We have no idea where we're going to surface.
We have no choice.
Oh man, you mentioned Star Trek, but this is also striking me as very like Super Sentai, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, like
Yeah.
the teams in the Megazord.
Fighting for their lives.
Very tokusatsu, yeah.
Yeah. Ooh.
If we don't do something, it'll crush us.
I mean, to go back, both of those, like Star Trek and tokusatsu, oh shit, influenced, yeah, by On the Beach, which is a submarine novel. Like, these are all like in tradition with each other or in conversation with each other.
Yeah, right? Like really good, like,
Because like
theming.
that really struck me as like On the Beach is like the sci-fi like submarines. They're like in a super submarine going on a crazy mission, and it's just like it's very proto Star Trek. And Star Trek is just as pitched by Gene Roddenberry, like a submarine serial.
Yeah.
But I'm immortal enough.
God, I love this guy. I hate him, but I love him. Just like the perfect fucking skeezy.
Oh man, I do love that he's bleeding the gold.
Yeah, like
The
right. He just looks.
is it Japanese or Chinese doll tradition that does that, where they fill it with gold to do the mending?
Oh, I didn't know about that. That sounds fucking crazy. Reminds me of Dr. Roxo.
He does have like a Ziggy Stardust thing going, yeah.
Yeah, right. Like.
Rest of y'all really have no quarrel with, so
Oh yeah, the Japanese are fixing the porcelain pieces.
y'all can fuck off. No?
What up, Mask for Mask?
Hey, mask.
Oh, wanna die together?
We're getting held hostage by a David Bowie imitator.
Can't really share in your sad fate.
Which, given Kojima's riffing on Bowie stuff in other games, totally intentional, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh shit. We got what we got. To cunt off.
Mind-free Chris Angel, yeah. Oh, damn.
You're my bride.
Well, because so she came from Nirvana, and I guess that may be where Higgs was sent after we killed him in the first game.
Dude, hell yeah. I want to see them shooting the pre-render for this, you know?
Yeah.
Like... Kiss, 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 kiss.
Yeah, like however he came back is the same thing like Neil may be doing, where it's like he doesn't even have a real human body, it's just like a bunch of tar. He's a clayman.
Oh, interesting. So you can just like shape up depending on what he needs. Whoa.
Yeah, whoa.
Oh. See? It ain't me.
What the fuck? A ghost mech? Please, what? Mecha Higgs?
Oops.
I mean, that's cool as hell.
Yeah, like a golem.
I don't break that easy.
I think you do actually, though.
It's moving that way. Y'all could all go down with the ship.
God, that's so cool.
It's interesting too, because like those are, you can build those structures. Those are the quick travel pods.
Yeah.
It's all up to you, son.
No time to waste. Let's head out, Sam.
What do we got? How?
Sam, you gotta take care of something, you know what I'm talking about?
Sam, it looks like that thing coiled around the Magellan is some sort of ghost mech. You're my only hope of freeing
George Miller, you got it, bud.
Cheer up and get ready to head out. If you can get it to let go and draw it away from us, we should be able to provide fire support.
Okay.
We're counting on you, Sam.
I'm glad they give us this big arm up section right before it. Let's see really quick,
Yeah, right,
because I
right.
haven't been using these enhancements. Auto aid.
Man, that was one thing. I gotta replay the, or start playing the RoboCop game again. But I started doing it again and I forgot you could, like, the different gun mods that you could do in that game. It's like, man, this is a lot more extensive than I thought. And I like it.
Nothing at all useless. Okay, but I do need guns.
Yeah.
I have a lot of blood bags. That's good.
That's good. Got some blood grenades in or whatever.
Pop some jet. Name for the head.
Yeah, baby.
I'll get a battle skeleton. Oh, do I just have poor resources? No, I need the grenade launcher. Okay, well I have a lot of blood bags. I don't have materials for a skeleton, do I?
Crazy
Nope.
boots.
I already have combat boots, that's fine. I'm not gonna...
What are the absolute boosts? Just like lock you in?
Oh, it's like a combination, it seems.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
That is pretty cool. Okay, I can afford at least a level 1 battle skeleton. Alright, let's see how much I got on Sam here. Place in backpack. That's my private log. Oh. I can just get rid of you and you. Get a new boot, goof and boost. Okay, you can go in the private locker. I'm a little scared, gang. I haven't played the game in a moment, and so coming back immediately into big Mecha Higgs fight. Nah, we got this. I don't think I'm gonna need Ebola against Mecha Higgs, right? I don't think that would work on him. Also, though, Maybe I don't need these level 1 weapons. I feel it's a bit lot on my back right now. Yeah, that looks fine. Alright, let's see if I get my ass handed to me. Oh, I didn't re-equip boots. Oh well. We'll see. We will see how this goes. We have a Mecha Hydra to battle.
This looks cool as fuck. Also terrifying.
Toes out boss battle. I mean, I have some boots on.
Got some tootsies.
Just not.
Putting your piggies on the line, taking them out to market.
I don't even. Straight to orders. Where's my boot rack? Yeah. There, I just swapped them out with my transporter boots. All right. First things first, I'm going to grenade launcher this guy. A lot.
Head out and engage the enemy so we can get some breathing room here. Just like that, Sam. Good on you, Sam. That one.
Get it, Sam.
Bastard packs a punch.
Fuck.
What the hell? The Magellan's in a bad way.
Oh man. There we go. Cool. On one level, I don't like these big fight, shoot big thing battles. I prefer fighting like man-sized enemies with the way the mechanics of this game are set up.
Yeah.
But I do like how that did feel pretty dynamic as far as like shoot the tip of the thing and it actually responds with stopping it.
Yeah, instead of like an automatic like lock on here very
Yeah.
clearly, it was like, it felt more organic.
Because like old video games would have big set piece bosses like this where it's just one big hitbox or one very too specific hitbox and oh boy. Whoa. I can do... boy, lens flare. Also, I only have one. Oh, am I just empty?
Oh yeah. Yep. Damn, that was close.
Yeah.
Be 10 toes on this motherfucker. Hey guys, I thought you were offering gun support, if I remember correctly. Firepower?
I think I have to. Oop, oop. Ah.
Oof, yeah. It's like knocking your dick right in the dirt.
Oh, it's doing like a Dark Souls attack right now, like spell casting.
Mm-hmm. Whoa, that was cool. Thanks, white man.
How do I get out of here?
Oh no, your combat power bows are not working.
Oh, real bullets, real bullets, real bullets. Do I have another grenade launcher? I do not. Okay. Yeah, that bubble lightning attack reminds me of there's a finger monster in the Elden Ring DLC that has a very similar attack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm coming. Did you see the part where he was rocking my shit with projectiles? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So sorry guys, again.
Oh god, he is beating the shit out of Magellan. I'm terrified. Okay. Hey dude, do you have something you can give me? Thank you. Oh boy. See, on one hand, like talking about like articulate parts, specific moments, how freeform this is a more refined version of like the Metal Gear boss fight from Metal Gear Solid 1, where like there was one very specific way you had to like beat it with the rocket launchers and stuff. And I appreciate how much more freeform this is. But at the same time, I think about how guided and experienced that Metal Gear Solid 1 fight is, where it's like a narrative thing more so than this, you know?
Gotcha, yeah. It's more of
It's one of those push-pull things I think about with video games a lot. Where it's like, well, now we can articulate more, but like there's less like narrative intention to it, but that's not necessarily bad.
Yeah. But you are hoping that someone, like, you can appreciate when someone does take the effort in order to realize that what you can do with those pieces to do the narrative pieces.
Yeah. Hey, stop that.
Like, stop it. We don't like that.
Do I have, this is, I believe RB means real bullets?
I think so.
Ow. Although, yeah, I'm like right. Okay. Dude. Do I have something?
Stop licking your toes. You see those engines on the back of it?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I was gonna say it's toast. I thought it was gonna land on me for a moment right before, but once it built that distance, I was good. What happens when your Roomba hears the mothership's bankrupt? Watch carefully for future battle tips. It's okay. It's just for your Roomba's just for finding lost dogs. They're not going to use it to track anything else.
Yep. It's just puppies.
The most terrifying Super Bowl commercial in the history of the world.
Someone's stealing your dogs. The government. This is also after all the leaks of the government.
Hey, don't
stuff.
mind. Yeah, don't mind all the leaks about the emails about horrible things being orchestrated behind your back. Spy on your neighbors. Get a narc cam.
Now that the big fake machine is out, we should all gamble.
You were here to save us.
We love the big lying machine. We should absolutely invest all our money in it.
That is something where, like, I understand and I do want to keep informed on Epstein leaks. At the same time, its capacity to drown out other news stories worries me a little with the way Americans are so, like, true crime brained to, like, want to search for clues.
Oh, for sure. It's genuine. I agree. My thing is that, like, it should be the biggest thing, but we should be doing something about it now, not dragging it on for weeks.
Right.
Like,
and as far as like mitigating or combating like entrenched forms of power, like do look into mutual aid and consider what's going on locally, because ICE is still out there, even if the media is no longer looking at Minnesota the same way.
Yeah, truly. In fact, LA
same with LA,
doing some cool
yeah.
shit.
Yeah,
LA's been really cool.
They've been under occupation since, like, I remember last summer when that was like really bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, I will say it's been really cool seeing other countries not accept what was going on a lot, especially the UK. I think after all the Jimmy Savile stuff has really taken a turn to be like, no, we are not okay with this. So there have been some cool photos
Some cool photos.
Some cool photos coming out. With
Interesting
some key
photos.
people.
Interesting stuff.
Interesting stuff, you know? So,
Oh no, our ship's out of commission.
at least other countries are trying to take this seriously to some degree.
I suggest you head to the bridge and get Tarman to refuel the situation. Afterwards, check the ship's delivery terminal to find out which part of the continent you need to link up next. The show is going after.
Yeah, this is total Spamerica, Slop-America, Spam-America. Just the complete spiritual McDonald's, completely spiritually McDonald's as an endeavor.
Dude, we're just an abandoned mall.
Yeah, that's
Just
what
an
I'm thinking of too,
abandoned
because what Jerry's pointing to and what I'm thinking of too is like even at like prior years, like the idea of the Super Bowl as being like cultural spectacle or like a cultural like campfire where like we're seeing what's the current conversation is like. I don't optimistically watch the Super Bowl, but I do have an interest in it. And this year it felt the most checked out. Like I can't think of any movie trailers aside from the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood prequel that really came out. Like there's not even any interesting spectacle to be offered to distract from the current just brokenness of things.
Yeah, right?
Won't be much longer now.
Yeah, Master, we are Dead Mall Theory, the Empire. It's what they want.
He came to visit me in my room.
Well, you'll be able to use Klarna to pay your rent.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh, I see.
That's awesome, Master Mask.
So I was doing Ice Radio Watch last night.
Form bombs.
It's we're not happy the radio is so fascinating.
Did you ever find Jameson hand?
Now that's a bond I doubt will ever.
Been playing some Ram Ranch for Ice. I think they need it, you know?
Looks like we're good to go. We'll see you later.
Stay safe out there.
Are you excited to head out? So excited. She's here. Oh, that's fragile.
Yeah, that show was pretty interesting. That was my favorite bit, probably, is the platforms on the lines.
Yeah, that was super interesting. It's something I just like had never really
Also,
considered.
just the artificial turf throughout, like the high grass.
Yeah. Yes, and thank you. I thought it was Ricky Martin, but I didn't hear. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's Ricky Martin singing right now.
What if you run into trouble on the way?
Ricky
Don't
Martin
let
says, "Don't
me
speak up
away."
on
Yeah.
why." Dude, hell yeah.
You're talking to the former head of Fragile Express.
Thinking of that time Matt Walsh went on, was it like Breaking Points or was it The Hill, and just got totally dog walked about being ignorant on like Haiti and what Haiti's had to deal with as far as being under U.S. Imperial pressure
imperialism.
goes.
Jesus, dude. Yeah, what's that pedophile been up to?
Matt Walsh?
Oh, I think Matt Gaetz. It's like he popped up recently too.
So many Republicans named Matt who like kids.
Yeah, who potentially could be gross.
Sam, although everyone's hard at work repairing the DHV Magellan, it will unfortunately be some
Oops.
time before we can travel again. Nevertheless, putting our plans on hold is out of the question. We must continue to press on, extending the chiral network.
The Dole family.
Your next objective is to link up.
I did see before starting the stream that there was like another boat strike off the East Pacific.
Like before, the DHV
Oh, was there?
Yeah, just blowing up fishermen.
Yeah. Oh, Jerry was from the hurricane, like rebuilding the infrastructure afterwards after the hurricanes that came through. Interesting.
Also like to improve the ship's arsenal as a precautionary measure, and bringing Southport Knot into the
Also, hearing people talk about like it being too foreign or weird, or I don't know, from Texas, that just seemed like a regular Saturday hangout as far as the music goes. I mean,
It's just gonna take us a little while, that's all. For now, head to the Phantom Smith shelter and put him on the grid. The
Yeah.
associated main order can be accessed via this delivery terminal.
I don't need Kid Rock doing a bad national anthem on a badly tuned guitar. All right.
God, that was so bad. It was like hilariously bad.
Ooh,
Barney,
okay.
what are you doing over there?
I was kind of hoping for some off-road missions tonight, and this seems to be exactly that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Mass for Mass, you bring up a good point too. Yes, you did, because you were 39. I mean... I just question, I guess there are people in the northeast or north of the Mason-Dixon who didn't know Latinos were a thing until 2003 or something, because
Genuinely.
all this shit is stuff that like I can trace through at least some sort of 80s lens.
Yeah, dude, like, we've had Sean Paul. Like, there are other artists who just, like, we know.
I think I mentioned before that, you know, when Reagan granted amnesty to a lot of migrant workers in the 80s, there was a big integration push by both parties. And I mean, I don't know, Latino culture was kind of a big part of all that.
Yeah.
Again, I wonder too, just growing up in a border town in Texas, how much like this was before like people elsewhere learned about this kind of stuff. I guess I don't know what the average American's feelings on Mexican Americans are, but they seem to have always been a thing for me. You know?
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, I mean, it's every area. It's the same thing I had like in New Hampshire. Being like, yeah, of course everyone knows like all the New England stuff because like it's where the country started from.
Right,
it's
right.
But nah,
like, oh yeah, this is the center of the universe. I exist right here. Like, yeah.
It's like I think because like when I was in Florida learning about like all like the sugar farm, like the Cuban sugar farms and stuff like that, and like that whole, I was like, what the fuck? It's like I've never heard of any of this. Well, it was like, oh, you can't pass the FCAT test if you don't do the thing.
Americans are deprived of learning each other's regionalisms, and then like this is a big problem with the way like racism gets talked about in America online, because you have dudes who are from different regions of the country where like the racial dynamics are completely different, being like, well, I don't see a problem here.
Dude, exactly. And that was always like the worst. Is like New England has like no black people, so like just because there's no one to yell a slur at, they're like, well, I'm not yelling N-word all the time, so clearly I'm not racist. You're like, well, no, but like yes, you are not saying anything offensive out loud at this moment, but like if someone finds their way in town, you sure seem to kick up a lot of fucking huff about it.
What do you mean by that culture?
Yeah, those people.
All right, let's take some load off. We're gonna need to be way more navigational now, so you know what? Let's... This is the kind of soothing menu management that I've been missing.
Just really digging in.
Combat boots I'll put in the private locker. Oh yeah, what's up, Jari? I don't know the context on that.
Yeah, not familiar with that, Jerry. But yeah, I don't know, that's a really good point. Just an emphasis on people doing people stuff. I love just seeing people hang out, like the food corner shops,
Yeah, again, I think that's why as a teenager seeing like racist shit online, it made me kind of laugh at and go like, oh yeah, that's not real. Because like in real life, I was in a mixed race community where I was like, no, yeah, like people speak Spanish and they're still like fully functional Americans.
Yeah, like people aren't losing their goddamn minds.
No, I've seen white people who are patient and able to like go to a Mexican restaurant and not like fucking throw a fit about anything. Like,
It's true.
It's possible.
Henry's brought me there once.
I've been between the two dimensions. I know we can do this, guys.
The Daywalker. So just splitting your time between two. Like, I promised you they could do it.
We don't have to give James Cameron money to be all like, well, maybe one day.
Yeah. James Cameron also had a dream.
Yeah.
But it was Na'vi, and it made white people a little okay with it. They could talk about some things.
Okay, so I have some ladders. I'm gonna want some climbing anchors and probably a skeleton if I can. Okay, cool. Cool. What's a Boca skeleton?
What?
Yeah, let's do it. I did a bunch of side quests and I unlocked a bunch of new gear, and then I just never really fully took advantage of like checking out all the new inventory I've gotten from all the side questing.
Oh, hell yeah. So now you can just, oh, damn.
So friend of the show, Serge, is also playing, and something he's done that I haven't been doing is the VR missions to get like weapons training and practice and stuff like that. But I find it interesting because you know how we did a story bit a while back and Dead Man is living inside Heartman, like Guillermo del Toro's ghost?
Yeah.
So Serge hasn't gotten to that part of the story yet, but he did do optional mission stuff and like snoop around the ship. And there's like hints that that's happening as far as like, he's like, oh yeah, like there's some hints that he's like sleepwalking or something. And I'm just like chuckling myself, like keep playing.
Dude, fuck, that's awesome.
That's great though, that there are those kind of environmental tells foreshadowing that.
Environmental storytelling.
Let's get a little PCC just in case we need to build anything.
Dang.
We're gonna try to ride a motorcycle through the mountains. We'll see how well that works out. Should connect my people isolated on drives to my third social space and since the community before revitalized. Ah, what up, gnarly?
Damn, Master Mask.
Yeah, damn.
It's so fucked up the kids have to like that we're doing that to children.
Honestly, too, it speaks to like a sense of like, I do think this is a sense of privilege in the sense that like, Jacob, I straight up think the only reason like we haven't had anyone knocking at our door about anything we've done is because they literally wouldn't know how to operate like getting into our apartment complex.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Like I literally think
like
they're too lazy to do that kind of shit, you know?
Dude, I wouldn't doubt it. Like, considering like the names of the people on the lease, they'd be like, "Let me see what we have. If racism is our only thing going off of this place." Like,
right. All right.
I also liked Bad Bunny also had the 5-year-old child, or the very small child who was put into ICE custody for 5 days because you know we arrest children. And again, we're arresting children after we see all the emails that have recently come out, and people are still just like,
yeah,
just accepting. I don't know, man, I'm losing my fucking mind. In a good way.
That's another thing again with the infinite gawking possibilities of looking at like what's going on with the Epstein case is like I do have to take it piecemeal and kind of mediated through sources because like
absolutely
after a while it's like no, I don't need to hear audio of what may or may not be the podestas with children. I think. Like, regardless of, this is a few years back at this point, the general idea of, like, unplugging from politics online, but not in the sense that, like, you don't care, but just, like, mediating it.
Oh, totally.
In a more constructive sense, I guess.
For sure.
I don't know, I've also been able to leverage it most of the time to do stuff like Wisecrack Live, so it's a bit of a different field than like...
For sure, like the typical person going about like the media consumption.
Like filling up their day job or their email job with it.
Yeah.
Alright. Let's see what we can do.
I don't know. It may not have been the same kid, but still a point.
Speaking of Ricky Martin and 90s cultural Latino integration,
Yeah,
I remember
La Vida
thinking of the
Loca.
movie Living La Vida Loca. Mi Vida Loca, if I remember right, is the name of a very great sort of Latina boys in the hood sort of menace to society. It's like about these women growing up in Echo Park in LA in the 90s and just being stuck in like the gangster lifestyle.
Interesting.
Real good movie. I'm just remembering now as part of the whole kind of early 90s indie push to get more stuff like that. Like I think of the movie Lone Star, the Jonathan Sayles movie, which is also about like a Texas border town trying to figure out how to talk about like its complicated history of racism and racial integration.
Yeah, dude, like
Gnarly, yeah. Okay, Gnarly. This is something I was actually getting around to while bringing up my Vida Loca. Blood In, Blood Out does not have like a Blu-ray release, I think, or like it has a very poor physical release history. I had a friend who was doing a podcast recently where he was talking about movies the Criterion Collection should grab because they've had no real good physical releases, and I remember he brought up Blood In, Blood Out, and that kind of blew my mind because that was like a movie a lot of kids in grade school I remember really loved because it's like, oh yeah, gangster lifestyle, like, you know, the same way people like Scarface or again Menace to Society, Boys in the Hood. Blood In, Blood Out, another good 90s Latino gangster classic.
I have never seen that one. I would definitely be interested though.
Oh wait, what's going on?
Let's see.
The reason for rights violation field could all populate racism. Should I suggest that to ICE and the Popo for improvement? Yes, Jerry. Although, I mean, the racism is the point. Somebody's gotta enforce the class structure tension.
Yeah, someone's got to teach dumb people something obvious to look out for, you know?
Yeah, Han, I remember Blood In, Blood Out being like a either TNT or TBS rerun classic.
Yeah? I never saw that one. Or maybe I have it, I'm just not remembering, but like, ooh, there's something on that snow.
Yeah, Blood In, Blood Out refers to like the jumping in, like, hey, when you join a gang, it's Blood In, Blood Out,
Yeah,
like, you know.
You're only getting out by being killed.
Right.
Omerta. For us Italian boys, but yeah.
Oh shit!
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Right, pausing does not mean it freezes everything.
Yeah, I watched that movie a lot when I was a kid. Pete Hegseth was in Rhode Island today, and my senator said I wanted to go today, but I was busy. Oh, I love your boots.
Oh, Lou Diamond Phillips, wow.
Yeah. Not the guy from Catwoman.
Speaking of like 90s crime movies, so the next movie we're watching on the Discord is going to be Ghost in the Shell 2, continuing on from Ghost in the Shell 1. And that will be this upcoming Sunday. After that, we're going to switch genres. We're not going to be watching a sci-fi movie the next Sunday. Oh man, I'm going to try to ease this truck down. But Super Metroid and just the Parable books and even Death Stranding have been entertaining this idea of like adaptability, of repurposing and changing yourself to grow for the future. I want to watch the Bill Duke classic Deep Cover, starring Lawrence Fishburne. A 1992 movie in which Lawrence Fishburne, as a black officer in the LAPD, is ordered to go undercover to bust drug dealers. And in the process of working this undercover job, the lines between, like, is he a cop who is dealing drugs or is he a drug dealer who's pretending to be a cop get real blurry.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's a great look at the concept of like organized crime, not just in the sense that like mobs are run by bosses, and there's like pyramids of like capos and stuff, but also like law enforcement interacts and channels these forces as well.
Yeah, undercover cops arresting other undercover cops.
This is The Sopranos is pretty great at as well. Like Tony has an FBI agent he just like has his little brunches with.
Yeah. Just like,
The way the state manages criminal organizations through like leverage and like putting in place people they can put their thumb on, or like who will lead them higher up the chain. Like again, it's organized crime, not just in the sense of like, oh, there's people who treat this like a job, but like, oh, there's people who interface with the state to keep this flowing in a manner that benefits them.
Yeah, there's a whole system set up for all this. Fuck yeah, Miss Congeniality.
Yeah, haha, gnarly. Internal Affairs, The Departed, just all great examples of the undercover cop narrative. It's also like a tried and true cinematic formula because it's so easy to place an individual into this position where it's like, well, I'm being asked to do something that's not
legal, but for the right reason.
But is it ethical? Yeah. You start getting into those tricks of like, what does ethical mean? What does legal mean? Is something moral just because it's legal?
Yeah, inherently so. Ooh.
Oh, there's ghosts in these mountains, eh? Oh, I think we're good. I think we're good. Maybe not. Maybe not. Do I have a gun or a grenade I can use on these? Ooh. Wait, no, that's if I get grabbed by them. I can capture them like Pokemon. I almost forgot I can do that.
Oh, nice.
I actually think I only have the EX grenades, so I might just need to like go shotgun them. I really want my motorcycle back is the thing.
Yeah, that thing's sick.
Tricycle. It's my tricycle. I like to ride my tricycle. I love to ride my trike.
Yeah.
All right. Oh man. Hi, we're trying to call you because your vehicle's warranty is about to expire. Wait, Master, what are you saving up for?
Fat bottom boy.
A pee poo poo shotgun? What?
Ooh, pee poo poo shotgun.
What is that? Is this some kind of joke?
Or is it an actual shotgun? Oh lord. Creepy.
Yeah, there's ghosts in these hills. Coming into the session, I was like, we've been using the road too much. So I'm glad to have a lot of not road-related adventuring going on this session.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what I can carry just like on my person. There's like not more around. Okay. What up, Captain Quasar?
Recovered everything then.
get it delivered.
Easy enough. This cargo seems very sensitive, but if I get captured by a ghost, I'm thinking I do want to capture it like a Pokemon, because that was a very fun kaiju experience last time.
Yeah. Pretty sick.
Alright. So we have to go back through ghost territory.
Fuck.
Fuck, yeah. But I don't think there's gonna be anything as scary as... Oh, maybe. Maybe there'll be a steep drop. We'll see. Starting catching up with the chat really quick.
Yeah, no, all good.
Oh, is there a new Spielberg coming out about aliens?
Yeah, Disclosure.
I haven't seen anything on it. Was there a trailer or
Yes,
something?
there was a trailer a couple months ago, I think, at this point. It really kind of like dropped to like nothing. But I'm excited about it because I love how much Steven Spielberg likes aliens.
I find later Spielberg interesting as well.
I've been digging it more and more. At first I was kind of pushing against it, but I've been digging it a lot more. I think he's kind of out of that phase of like making movies for his grandkids. And
Yeah,
just, like, back into doing
the
things.
Fablemans really worked for me.
Yeah. Agreed.
The Fablemans really worked for me, and I liked what Lincoln's doing, even if I don't think Lincoln's a good movie. I feel like Lincoln is kind of the start of a course correct. I think it gets him out of a historical, the kind of insecurity he's had since like the stuff that drove him to make Schindler's List in the first place, because people didn't take him seriously as an artist. I think Lincoln is kind of like the last exorcism of that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I think running up against Daniel Day-Lewis is part of why that happened. Almost a Ghost of Christmas Future type scenario where he's like, oh, this guy's intense. I don't know if I like this kind of movie making anymore.
There are no other movies other than Melania. True. Yeah, same. Captain Quasar. He's a genuine believer in aliens. That's why he keeps going back to it. We love our ETs, don't we, folks?
E.T., War of the Worlds. Been meaning to give Close Encounters a watch.
You know, yeah, I haven't seen that one in full.
I think I saw it on
years.
AMC a long time ago.
It was always a cable watch. It was never like a sit down and watch it. It's definitely what I wanted to see in theaters, like on replay or something. Like a screening of. Another Ballard story.
Yeah, Empire of the Sun, Christian Bale as a child. Also, yeah, a J.G. Ballard story that's not a horrific dystopic sci-fi thing, but still very, yeah. It's like autobiographical about J.G. Ballard when he was a child during, I think, World War I? If I remember right. In Shanghai.
Yeah, same mask. Military members of my family seem to be the kind of like, yeah, we got shit up there for sure, and the government hides shit from us all the time. Please pass the salt.
See, yeah, that's the thing too, is whenever I hear like new evidence phases, like, okay, show it to me. Like, I'm not gonna hold myself in exasperation at what the government's telling me might be. It's like, okay, just show me the Havana Syndrome gun. Just show me the aliens. Just show me the UFOs.
Yeah.
Like,
What are we doing? What are we pussyfooting around for?
I mean, Captain Quasar, I think part of it too is like Close Encounters, like, yeah, it's about aliens, but as pointed out by many critics, it's also about Spielberg reconciling like his parents' relationship through like cinematic metaphor.
Yeah, dude, working through your shit. Like,
Yeah.
Being like, huh, that was weird, right?
This is cool. Oh, my vehicle is going to die. I think I have a PCC on me though. Also, I'm going downhill. Maybe I can slide it. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. How far am I? How far am I?
I can do it, baby.
I'm gonna hoof it. Yeah. I think I have a skeleton that I don't have equipped as well. Okay, okay, okay. Do I not have a skeleton? Maybe the ghost took it, but I think I can make it. I think I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got full stamina, my shoes are good. I've been on the road too much. I haven't been strolling. I haven't been taking in the scenery. I think about that because I remember as a early 20s, you know, doing a lot of road trips, doing a lot of driving, and it was always funny to me because, while I don't hold this attitude, I did remember reading some older travel books and stuff where there'd be arguments made around the turn of the century when the car was invented that people who drove and did road trips weren't truly experiencing like America because they were like, you know, going on.
Yeah, not hoofing it.
They're not, yeah, not hoofing it, not really seeing the landscape. Like,
man, I get that. I get that too.
The interstate's for posers.
Yeah, dude, people say that. I mean, people say that about trains. You're just like,
Right?
it's a train, but you see a different part of the country.
That's funny as hell, Johnny. Asking for Mad Men stories in Lincoln's voice. What up, AR Berlin? I do want to read, as part of our eventual like history and Wild West block, a book called The Stammering Century, which is just about, it's just kind of a catalog of religious cults and little fanatical groups of political and religious movements in America in the late 1800s, kind of like post-Civil War throughout the Gilded Age. But the whole, like, you're not truly experiencing America unless you're walking it, or if you're driving a car, you're a poser. Like, that very much reminds me of that kind of 1800s crank mentality.
Yeah. Ooh, Stream Boo.
Oh man, it's been a moment since we had a Stream Boo bot.
Truly.
Amazing. Also, there's a whole glass of tea in front of my face that I've been ignoring.
Thanks. Risking your life to cross snowy mountains is a lot to ask of anyone. And rubbing shoulders with PTs to recover someone else's stuff, that's going above and beyond.
The mailman always makes it.
Seriously. Sit tight.
After deep cover, we may hop on the postman. Also, though, on the Silver Globe and this whole notion of adaptability, conspiracy, insanity, all the Epstein stuff that's been going on, I kind of want to work on the Silver Lake into our little viewing parties as well. Jacob, did you ever see that one? It came out in like 2014.
No, that's Andrew Garfield, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I've heard a lot of good things.
It's the follow-up,
like
same director as It Follows. I think you'd really dig it.
Okay. Shit, yeah. What was that other, Sleep Dealer? That was the other one I want to check that one out.
Yeah, I want to do Sleep Dealer as well. I've been having issues acquiring a copy, although I think at this point I can just,
I'm like, I might just buy a DVD.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think the filmmakers do offer a digital copy just up on their site.
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, definitely might do that.
But I bring up Under the Silver Lake because it kind of gets at what I feel I'm trying to articulate with like this infinite gawking machine, or what you're talking about with the lying machine, where like Andrew Garfield, basically the gist of Under the Silver Lake is he almost has sex, or I don't remember if he does actually have sex with a really hot model one night, and then the next day she disappears. And she may be the victim of a serial killer that may or may not be real that's going around, or she may have just like, I mean, it was a one night thing that she just kind of ghosted the dude. It's LA, like it happens. But yeah, Garfield, because of this encounter, gets swept up in this conspiracy of like, oh, like all the hot girls are either being murdered or trafficked by some shadowy organization, and I'm gonna get down to the bottom of it. And while he's chasing like, you know, he's hunting down clues on the back of cereal boxes and like chasing conspiracy theories. And while he's doing this, it's like, dude, you need to pay your rent. Like you're starving to death. You really need to reprioritize what you care about in your life.
Yeah, you do need to worry about immediate things too.
But there's like that romance of like the lay that never was. That's just like carried on a stick in front of him the whole time. And like it's a great look at like, I think it diagnosed and called the shot on inceldom and QAnon in some ways. You know?
Yeah.
The want to play games and solve mysteries and be part of like a bigger narrative online than just like mind the material details of your immediate living situation.
God. Now I'm finally on.
Oh, it's on Tubi, Captain Quasar? Awesome.
To analyze the cargo which dropped off. Seems it was developing a bit of an unknown technology, which I've taken to calling ghost tech. From what I can tell, it reacts to chiral radiation on a specific wavelength. The reason I mention it is because the chiral shock cannon data I shared with you is the product of research that leverages this principle. The chiral radiation it generates can pass through objects without destroying them. Practically speaking, this means you can incapacitate enemies hiding
Cool.
and such. It should also deal damage to BTs and backs as well. It's pretty powerful as far as ranged weapons go. You can't use it without anchoring it to the ground first, though. Makes a lot of noise, too. Don't think fire. You know, even I've heard stories about Higgs and his plans. So if the chiral shock cannon helps you stop him, that'll make my day.
Just a big old howitzer.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, dude.
Oh, hell yeah, I'll do that. I believe South Fort Knott's where I started, right? Or is that like the Tasmania island?
I'm sure they'll hook you up with all kinds of goodies.
I'm gonna go let Barney.
Yeah, I hear her yapping. Go for it.
Crazy.
Potential applications of the stuff as a healing agent. While his specialty is
What are you doing, you little asshole?
He's also well versed in various tar phenomena. If all that sounds interesting, it might be worth seeking him out. However, it doesn't seem like he's posted any urgent orders recently.
Get up there.
So I'd
Get up
say
there.
the best bet is to
Go, go, go.
Yeah, good girl.
Yeah, get up there. Come on. Come on. I think Under the Silver Lake's pretty good to poke at too as we transition into this idea of like conspiracy theory and like postmodern like self-need for narrative stuff. I do plan on eventually getting to Metal Gear Solid 2 as we exit fall into the future. Jacob and I have been looking at some of the works of like Seth Harp, the Fort Bragg Cartel. There's another book, Unit X, I forget who that's by. Kind of start transitioning away from the sci-fi stuff into the current science reality of military fiction.
I was gonna say for fun conspiracy stuff, Kill List. Great British movie.
Yes.
And the movie Conspiracy, also a great conspiracy movie.
Oh, Mitchell has a new film in post right now. Interesting. That's interesting because like I haven't kept tabs on him in the same way I have like Eggers. Eggers and Astor, who came a little later, but like do very much owe It Follows a bit as far as like setting the stage for not setting the stage for elevated horror, but like, you know, putting a dent in there. All right, bye for now.
You've been a big help. Definitely couldn't have managed this on my own. I'm still concerned about the armed survivalists to the south.
Robert Mitchell.
Not to mention Higgs and his future plans. So I'll be rooting for you to keep on doing what you can to make things better for us all. I don't know if I can come up with anything else to help with that, but I'm willing to give it a try. Your support would be Anyway, I'm prepping some cargo I'd like taken to south. Be warned that this cargo can explode. if
Oh, we're
handled
wages of fearing it, eh?
properly, considered extremely dangerous.
Explosive cargo.
Good luck with everything.
Sam, Apollo, once again, I'm contacting you.
Mel Brooks.
No one else will be able to listen in on our conversation.
Metal Gear Solid 3 is on my list, AR Berlin, but I honestly want to get back to... I also want to play Metal Gear Solid 2, both because I've played the shit out of Metal Gear Solid 3. I think Metal Gear Solid 3 is like I would put it as like a top 5 video game of all time. But it's been a long enough time, I don't remember all the specifics of Metal Gear Solid 2. And Metal Gear Solid 2 culturally has been very influential on how a certain type of online chud perceives the word postmodern. And I want to kind of massage that. I kind of want to take a look at that.
Proceed to South Fourth Knot and put it on
I think misunderstanding Hideo Kojima is a huge part of a certain type of reactionary internet culture, and I think that can be traced back to Metal Gear Solid 2 as a nostalgia object for a lot of dudes in 2002.
When you are ready to proceed, you can pick up
I never believed they were in Texas before this moment.
terminal at this facility.
Performance enhancing nutritional drinks, eh?
Ooh, we know a little bit about those.
Oh man, look at that. Okay, we're gonna connect more maps tonight, but you know what, gang? It is currently what, 9:19. We're gonna take a break. We've completed our one big story mission. We're gonna probably do another big story mission here tonight. Again, I don't want to focus on the roads. I don't want to focus on side quests. I kind of want to see what the next Nirvana sequence is, because just again chatting off stream with Surge has reminded me how much of like the articulated segments of this game have been really good.
Yeah, there's some cool pieces.
But yeah, we're gonna go ahead, throw up that break time screen, probably be back about 9:30, 31. Sip some tea, stretch your skeleton, stand up, be nice to your joints, smoke them if you got them. Yeah. This is Techno Poverty. We'll be back soon.
See you soon, Techno Hotties. Yeah.
All right, we are back.
What up, Techno Hotties?
What's up, Techno Hotties? We're gonna get right back to this Wages of Fear-esque mission.
Oh, Techno Hotties and Techno Thoughties, you know what I'm saying?
Techno Thoughties, I like that a lot. Ooh, man, we have a good amount of this map open. That reminds me, we need to go back over this way. We need to go collect some stuff after we do these missions, because there's this inventor over here. Yeah, this guy. We can get to this guy. We have the means to do it. I just haven't done it. I think I'm supposed to just ride the train over to him, you know?
Oh, gotcha. Yeah,
But also, I think we can maybe surfboard or catapult over to him. We'll see. But also, I remember a while back, we left the pizza guy hanging. Like,
oh, yeah, I forgot about pizza.
remember he like left the door open for us, and I was like, I'm gonna leave this door open because I'm gonna drop off these.
Yeah.
I wanted to drop off some stuff first, and then I just never returned to the pizza chef. He left his door open in the post-apocalypse. Like, raiders are gonna get in and hurt him. I'm such a bad postman.
That's so rude. We'll have to go, yeah, make up for that.
But no, let's get South Fourth Knot on the map. I kind of like the map building we're doing. Also, hey everybody, welcome back. Also, Jari saying, sign me up. A large portion of my college time was in postmodern studies, and the internet narrative is annoying as fuck. Yes, 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 yes. Oh my god, there's a video essay I shared on the Discord. There's some dude just like, Nickelback was good actually, and the only reason people hated Nickelback is because of cultural Marxism. Like, man, you know that band that had multiple diamonds selling physical album releases?
More money than fucking most countries.
One of those popular bands of the decades, they're actually the underdog because of cultural Marxism, you see. And
I'm glad they can see Marxism in the culture, not anywhere else. You know,
it speaks to like talking about like postmodernism as a tool for actually like approaching, understanding, and contextualizing things. I mean, There was another video essay not too long ago I was also laughing at in the Discord in similar sense because it was talking about like Slipknot as like being a real metal band and Sleep Token being a soy metal band, and this being evidence that like I don't know, the West is degenerating or something. And like, bro, Hot Topic was out in 1989, I think, is when the store got founded. Like,
yeah, right.
I specifically remember the term mallcore and poser being very big.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna need a truck. Do I have a garage here?
You buy Nirvana t-shirts.
Not the knot, haha. I mean, I was one of those dumb toxic dorks who 808 was like, Slipknot's not real metal. I'm listening to like black metal and like these European bands I found on the internet. I mean, granted, you could also buy those CDs in a Hot Topic as well. I was a big fan of like All Shall Perish and Cradle of Filth and like Amon Amarth.
I was that angry white boy in Slipknot, you know? I got it.
But yeah, I was talking about the postmodern framing because it's like when your history is dictated by just like you're believing literal just like radio jingles and commercial narratives as actual history. This is something I really like about the movie Demolition Man that I think it gets right in ways people don't recognize. Is in Demolition Man, the way the radio music is all classic commercials, that's just people's existence. Like the way, like Funko Pops, the way, you know, everything has to be a licensed Marvel thing, or a licensed Batman thing, or a licensed, you know, Nintendo thing. That's very much the being trapped in that consumption bubble of, like, you know, as Baudrillard would call the simulacra, or like that is like, you know, it's not the Matrix where it's like, oh, that's fake. It's like, oh no, that's what's real to those people.
Yeah.
Like, Captain America is their Jesus.
Truly.
Which I think gets to the heart of a huge misunderstanding with the idea of postmodernism in general, which is like, it gets mistaken for some sort of just general deconstructive or destructive nihilism. Mm-hmm. When it's like, no, there's
a little more nuance than that.
It wouldn't be earnestly trying to like peel back the veneer of what modernism was lying about if it didn't believe in anything.
Yeah, right. Like
William
there's a critique for
William S. Burroughs was very disgusted with what he saw and what he was angrily expressing in Naked Lunch. I don't think I can build a vehicle here. I'm so fucking in the middle of nowhere, in the mountains, vehicle offline. See, and man, the thing is, there was popular stuff that I didn't mind being into, the aforementioned Cradle of Filth and All Shall Perish being part of it. Slipknot and a lot of nu metal as a teen, I was just like, this is too slow. It's not like, I was into like thrash and like technical death metal and stuff. Like, I was like, I want solos. I remember being as a teen very stubborn about that. If like songs were just like bridge, like, you know, verse, chorus, verse, bridge with like no real like solo, I was like, that's not real metal. And a lot of metalcore and nu metal was that. But I mean, there were like System of a Down songs I liked and like, you know, stuff like that. But it wasn't the same as like, oh yeah, I'm into like Emperor, or like fucking, again, Amon Amarth being a big one.
Yeah.
I liked Death Clock. Like, I wasn't gonna be all like, oh, they're on TV, so they're poser shit. Like, I still liked it.
Right.
Okay, what am I gonna do without a vehicle is my question here. I've kind of boned myself into a corner. And so I'm being a comforting nostalgist discussing things with you, the chat, instead of facing the virtual reality of climbing this mountain. Wow.
Whatever will we do?
It is all downhill. Maybe I can, maybe. Oh no. No, this is way too heavy. Okay. I can get back to my bicycle and I can build a PCC to recharge it. And then maybe I can, yeah, this is tough.
It's a tough one.
Especially because the shit can explode if I fuck this up.
And therein lies the fun.
Let's just recycle this. But the menu, again, just to speak to the game design and the Ludo narrative theory going on here, this is just like, this is Tetris by another name. Like, it's not annoying to navigate the menus are part of the fun.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna offload. And they're gonna stay covered, so they should be fine. Ah, the blinding sun. There's my vehicle. Okay. Okay.
Oh man, no, I was totally the guy who wouldn't get stuff when it was popular because I didn't want to be into that when everybody else was into it. Yeah, very same. And honestly, I kind of liked it sometimes because I got to come back to it later and actually like see how I felt about it as opposed to being like just caught up in the big swoop of hype.
Yeah.
But definitely, certainly, like was to a point of like, well, you don't need to be like an asshole all the time.
Yeah,
You can't just enjoy
I do think
things.
there's something constructive to practicing, you know, not day one-ing purchases and being against that sense of like immediacy that like the consumption machine tries to engender in you. But at the same time, yeah, you don't have to do the whole like, oh well, I'm above the market, and so I'm that like you don't need to be
overcorrection is just as bad.
You start doing the Protestant thing.
Yeah, yeah. We don't want to be Protestant, guys.
The Protestant thing, of course, being an overarching America brain mentality where there's no possible structural salve or reconciliation of structural issues, so it's about shaming and enforcing individual standards of guilt.
Gotta beat it into us.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay, I think I can just, I should be able to load enough on the trike and we'll be good to go. Let's see. Place on backpack for now and then get out to the bike. Okay, can I load any more onto the tri-cruiser? No? No? Okay. This will have to do.
Beep beep.
All right, let's map out a new path. Okay, but it is like a downhill run. Look at this. I feel like there's going to be a boss along the way. There's the Magellan. Okay, okay. Let's go skiing, boys and gals, theys and thembies, friends beyond the binary.
Techno hotties and thotties.
Techno hotties and thotties, I love it.
So feeling good.
Yeah, oh man, I think in a loosest sense, the way I think about it is like Protestants are being kind of a hall monitor about it, whereas like in the Catholic sense, everybody's guilty, and I've seen that lead to mentalities where people cover up for each other, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't even mean that in like a malicious or sinister sense. I think it just leads to like a sort of reconciliation of like people's sinful side is like, yeah, we'll
deal with it.
We'll sweep this under the rug together, and God will understand.
Yes, yeah.
But within that, we'll sweep it under the rug together. There is like, I mean, that is still in some ways.
Yeah, I'll lift up the rug, you sweep it.
Right.
No. God, that's so funny considering all the things with Catholic members of my family currently. Beautiful, beautiful thing. Man, I do remember though going to like having a girlfriend that was Catholic and going to a Catholic mass, and I hadn't been to one in years. Like the last time it was like a Catholic wedding, which was boring, but like wasn't sad. But then just seeing like everyone at this Catholic church is just like very down and sad and angry and sinful. I was like, man, this is what you do every Sunday to make it like it's the most fucking depressing place I've ever been. I'm like, why would you do this? Like voluntarily, like you gotta be there every Sunday to have someone tell you you're a piece of shit. Like otherwise how else are you gonna improve unless someone's there to tell you you're a piece of shit?
A common experience of confession.
Yeah. Also, confession was just weird to me as a child too. Just like fundamentally being like, why would I tell this priest any like my secrets? Like everyone in this room is telling this man the secrets, and who knows what he does with that information after that? Like he can tell who people are with his voice, you know. Especially if we get to know people, he can pull the strings.
See, I think too, in an age of like digital disconnection, it doesn't serve the same sort of function as like a community building space offline would, or in a prior offline age would.
I think in small town, there was a big thing. My mom really got into it.
That's what I mean. Towns. Like in a smaller town, I totally understand, or in a rural area.
Absolutely, it's wild. But I'm curious how much of that strength is holding. Because there was like the big conservative move for younger generations, which I think like to a degree is true. Like there are more kids, but I also think a lot of people are just kind of seeing through the bullshit as well. Like a lot of it's just people trying to be like, no, we're winning, we're winning.
There's actually something I saw recently where it's like, it's true that like Gen Z compared to like the millennial generation, and by some measurements can be read as like statistically like more religious.
Yeah.
But the thing is, millennials are so far down the religiosity from boomers that it's not like a win back. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like
got you. Yeah.
It's in no way comparable to
we're
like
the Marianas Trench, and they're like, yeah, we go.
Right.
Okay, interesting though.
Okay, we gotta do more of this.
Yeah, with the history of priests, he probably does a lot with that.
Ouroboros, yeah. Yeah, Captain Quasar, there's a good quote I saw recently in regards to that where somebody was like, you always notice an American posting about their religious habits because instead of saying church, they say Bible.
Yeah.
It's the very entrepreneurial individualist sense of like practicing the thing against like a communal participation. So like, even though we are seeing even if like in the most generous way we were to say like, oh yeah, there's a religious swing back happening, it's happening in the same way like, I mean, it's affect in the shallowest way to say it. I was going to bring up some sort of like 2010s hipster fad, but I'd rather just get directly to like, just like it is affective or like, you know, it's for a TikTok reel as part of a morning routine.
Yeah. This is a lovely morning routine.
I also suspect as we see the consumer pool shrinking, it's a shortcut for rich people to make themselves appear humble to what they think are, in their minds, rubes. Like, you had influencers who are like, oh yeah, I gotta jangle this set of keys as well.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, it's very easy to just, like, film a 10-second clip of you reading any part of the Bible without any specificity and throw it into a montage of, like, your morning hustle.
Oh, so easy.
Yeah.
God, it's so frustrating seeing Saratoga water everywhere because of that fucking influence. Like, we have it at our offices, and every time I see it, I'm like, it's all because of that moment, and I hate that so much.
Let's see if I can just bike this river. I don't have a PCC, I think, because, like, the gear's so heavy. Oh yeah, this is pretty shallow. I do like the character of this mountain region more than Death Stranding 1's. I actually do kind of want to, like, walk around it more. It has kinder valleys, I feel. I can't get up there. There we go. It feels more treaded as well. Death Stranding 1's mountains felt very where no man goes, and because of that, they were very intimidating.
Yeah.
These are a bit more legible. Okay, let's see.
Man. Commercialized Buddhism or spiritual belief system just to commodify it. And man, I'm super down with the Protestant priesthood of all believers in the same way that I'm super down with everybody making greater commitments to civic responsibility. And shall Saratoga water, oh, it was dumb, I'll explain in a minute. When deep diving into ways to clear
spinal fluid.
Ooh, oh. I have heard about this 40 hertz thing recently, and I wasn't sure like how fucking real it was or like what exactly it was saying. But then also I was listening to like the Transcendental Meditation book again, and I feel like they mentioned 40 hertz again as well.
Oh yeah, David Lynch was into that, right?
Yeah. Man, I've been doing it here and there, and I've really been...
Captain Quasar, that's my feelings about like health in general.
Yeah.
Just the worst, because like, especially right now, because it's the thing you can focus on when everything else is going out the window. There's, I don't know if it's Adorno who wrote about it, but like the way like when fascism accelerates like conditions of alienation and isolation, people go internal, focus on the self, and one of the easiest ways to like manage that is like health, like diet and exercise, and like maintaining and performing. Like, you're a good actor for, like, the hero narrative of the dominant culture, right? Like, you want to be, like, a swole hustle, like,
Yeah.
But, like, because we're in a moment like that right now, like, all the marketing about health food is driving me insane. Mostly because, I don't know, I'm seeing a lot of, like, new packaging on food where it's, like, not even changing shit. I'm gonna blow up, aren't I? I'm seeing a lot of packaging on food that just highlights its protein content, even though it's like not even like
it has nothing.
Like cheese sticks, which like cheese sticks and eggs and stuff, like yes, they have protein content. They've always had good protein content, but like we're seeing a new marketing push to reskin these objects where it's the same because of the way our supply chain shit's going. It might be worse quality than in the past, especially with the FDA not as equipped as it was prior. But you're essentially seeing the same foods just being gussied up to look more healthy as far as their packaging sensibilities go. And it's fucking annoying, and the exact thing it makes sense that this is happening under Dr. Oz, because this is the kind of bullshit he's always done.
Yep. Yeah. Like Saratoga. Yeah, Saratoga Springs. There was like an influencer, or like wannabe influencer. I didn't know about him beforehand, but it was like a guy who put the like black strips over their mouth at night so that way you'll breathe through your nose.
He did like a morning video routine, right?
Yeah, morning ritual, but it was always like weird minutes, and it was for like very short moments. But like part of his step was like taking bottles of Saratoga that he had on hand, pouring it into a bowl of ice, and then just putting his face into the bowl with the Saratoga water. And then the only woman that's like in the video is you only see her hands, and she's like cooking his breakfast like a little baby boy and like serving him. But he's supposed to be this like really big man starting off the day, reading the Bible at a certain time,
Journaling, working out, sitting in a sauna.
Just like, dude, you're filming yourself do these things. It's like whenever white girls film themselves crying, I'm just like, girl, you're filming yourself. Like, no matter what, you're filming yourself.
Oh, what's Captain Quasar saying?
Yeah, what we got? I was believing vibrations clearing toxins from the body. We have a device that's being tested right now that causes cavitation that clears toxins from your brain like the plaque and metals. They shoot little bubbles into your veins, then a helmet sends signals that makes them pop and shakes your blood vessels, shaking with stuff loose. It's legit science. Just thought it was interesting how old ideas overlap with alchemists.
Captain Quasar reminds me of the Super Bowl commercial Hims and Hers did for the new blood test thing. That's just,
what the fuck?
Theranos, the Theranos Corporation's back, baby.
I don't fucking know anything about that.
Theranos or Thanatos. There was a corporation in 2003 that tried doing the same thing Hims and Hers is doing now, but like basically you send their blood and they give you a blood test and they let you know if you have cancer and a bunch of other stuff, and it's just like not a reliable means of doing that.
Right? Like, also, again, just go to Turkey. Just go to Europe.
Elizabeth Holmes.
Yeah, just go to Europe. They have way better healthcare systems.
Just go break your leg in France.
Like, genuinely, there's so many people. They were talking about like all of the competitors in the all the American competitors in the Olympics, when they go, get free healthcare. So they all go and get all of their checkups and everything that they need that they avoid throughout the entire year because they're Americans.
All right, we got a chiral cannon and it goes on the off-roader. Nice. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. This sounds so cool. This is also really cool kind of quiz, considering like what, there's been like 4 days of just like after the US left the WHO, countries have just been like announcing a bunch of different cures for things or potentiality for things, like reversing Alzheimer's. Pick up off-road tires with spikes. Oh!
Hell yeah.
Dog. Do it. Spain cured pancreatic tumors in mice. Yeah,
yes.
That's fucking insane. I had known about Cuba solving lung cancer for like a decade.
Also, Elon made waves for calling him Dirty Sanchez on Twitter, but like the Spanish government is actually trying to move forward with like enforcing like platform. You're responsible for shit that happens on your platform, which would be very bad for Mr. Musk and very funny
so
and
fucking
cool.
funny. Yeah, I pick a commercial food product to replace with homemade every day 6 months. First was espresso fed bread, now a quarter of my food is grown/made by me. That's really cool. I've been trying to shop we have a natural grocers right close by to us, and I've been trying to actually make that choice of things if I can. And farmers markets too. Honestly, I just need to get rid of them subscriptions. I guess I'll give them my
What are you currently working towards replacing? That's pretty cool, Jari. I like that.
Yeah, it's a really good system.
In the wake of the Death Stranding, we've been witness to all manner of new and unknown phenomena. The research team to which I belong has worked to classify said phenomena, that we might determine which can be leveraged for practical applications.
Local grow-ups.
Smith is also one of our numbers.
Yeah, getting directed to local places. That's what I do like about, like, I haven't been to one recently because I've been working Saturdays at odd hours, but like I do want to get back out to like some farmers markets.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's really good. Like early morning is the best time to do it because there's been a lot of really good fresh meat and a lot of local ones. But yeah, it's been nice. But yeah.
Also, there's so many local bakeries and cookie places in Austin. Like we were doing an event last night, and What's the name of the cookie place?
Man, I always forget. They're so fucking good too. I'm sure we have a business card around here somewhere. But yeah, that girl makes amazing stuff.
Sunflower oil, cool.
Ooh.
Thank you again for your help.
Hell yeah.
I'll be sure to continue my research into ghost technology in the days.
I gotta talk to my uncle. My uncle makes maple syrup every year. And I love fresh maple syrup.
Any assistance you can provide would be greatly appreciated.
Like, it's one thing I do miss. That and fresh orange juice from like Florida. That was very, very good. Not gonna lie.
This cargo will allow you to enhance the DHV Magellan's weaponry.
Oh, the Magellan's getting weapons now.
In the meantime, please avail yourself of the private room here. I'll be sure to post the order by the time we break out. So, go on and have a good nap.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm hoping we get another, well, we did have a boss fight earlier. I want to go back to Nirvana. Nirvana.
Nirvana, yeah.
Chiral network coverage now stands in excess of 85% across Australia. We are already seeing indications of plate gate formation in the near future as well. Just a bit more, Sam. I know you and your comrades will finish what we started.
What dishes?
Prepare for what's to come. I encourage you to rest in your private room.
Yeah, is there any like particular thing you're looking for, or any styles of?
Yeah, anything you're looking to avoid, or any dietary restrictions.
I reviewed the contract between APAC and Drawbridge and followed the money. By doing so, I was able to confirm that funding for Drawbridge was provided by none other than
Hell yeah!
Bridges.
Like I love lasagna. I still have some of my lasagna frozen.
Transactions. Bridget is undoubtedly the source of your patron's funds. In other words, Drawbridge cannot be considered as an independent civilian organization. Should these details come to light, your attempts to integrate Mexico and Australia into the chiral network...
Oh, wow, really? Who'd have think that? Oh, we were doing an imperialism, not just like cultural trade?
What?
No, they wanted those McDonald's in Germany.
You yourselves may have all been deceived.
Really badly.
I will continue to pursue this investigation for now. Take this time to rest and recover in your private...
Where's this going? Am I gonna have to make a choice? Or is it just going to blow up? I guess we'll see. They're funneling me towards taking this nap, so typically when we put one of these big cardinal direction Fort Knots on the map, it's followed by a boss of some kind. So, I mean, we did start, again, as stated, fighting a boss, but ooh, shower time.
All right, there you go. Okay. Fun to make together is pretty much the brief. Okay. Well, picky, can't handle spicy food, that's fine.
Oh, I was about to say jambalaya, because that's a fun one to like make the rice separate, and then two people have like separate components they bring together at the end, but if that's a bit too spicy.
Like, I do love a good pizza party.
Making a pizza together is pretty fun.
Yeah, especially if you can do like little ones, because then you can do like different styles of pizza. I'm trying to think of like what weird fun things I like making. My girlfriend loves pot roast, so that has been a big staple, especially over the colder months. Mild, spicy. Like what spicy thing can you handle? Like I can handle sriracha. That's about the level of like where I'm at. The flavor's good, the spice is good, and I'm not gonna cry. Ooh, hell yeah.
Okay, we're...
The repairs to the DHV Magellan are still ongoing, so I thought to return here and see if I couldn't make progress with our blue investigation.
Learn anything new?
Well, at the Motherhood's facility, we managed to confirm that Blue's original serial number was none other than BB00.
A pot roast with Dr. Pepper, Captain Quasar, huh?
Oh, I would love to try that.
To build the chiral network, 9 sacrificial BBs were prepared.
You tell me this place is built on sacrificed children?
A single sacrificial BB unit facility.
This is the first I'm hearing of this.
Across the entire North American continent. This approach called for what was dubbed a core bridge baby, and BB-00 was a lucky candidate assigned to play this role. However, bridges subsequently abandoned the idea, their tests having failed to yield the desired results. And so it was that the model requiring multiple sacrificial BBs was ultimately adopted.
Meanwhile, Lou was placed into storage for an extended period. For reasons yet unknown, they inherited the identity of BB-28.
Records indicate that the Bridges research team was responsible for the reclassification.
Were they trying to cover up the earlier experiments by
Mild wing sauce.
engineer, perhaps? Or did Bridges have some other hidden agenda?
I'm afraid that remains unclear.
Also, like, in the same vein as I was talking about the jambalaya, like a pasta and a sauce. Again, just like making a sauce and then having someone else do the noodles and seeing how the two, like, that's always like the fun thing about component cooking. Also, those are things you can make large shareable quantities of.
Yeah, that's fair. No, that's fair, Alvin. I usually just go by like a spicy food. Like I can have canned jalapenos. I cannot handle fresh jalapenos. Fresh jalapenos will fuck me up. But if it's canned jalapeno,
If you can find the time, you
probably
should
gonna be
come
fine.
visit. Give the old bones a soak.
Yeah, go in them hot springs.
Get naked, do it, Ronnie. Come on. No one's watching.
I do need to go back to the Pizza Man, which is right next door to your hot springs.
Do you read me, Sam? This is Tarman. I've relocated my hand at last, out there on the currents, bobbing along like before. Now that our connection has been re-established, I should finally be in a position to wrap up repairs on the ship. But that won't be enough for what's coming. We need to improve our weaponry as well. South Fort Knot is home to an exceptional researcher. It so happens that they were instrumental in the construction of this fine vessel, and they're preparing the latest and greatest weapons for our use as we speak. Just a few more hurdles, Sam. Access the South Fort Knot delivery terminal and take care of the main order for me.
Will do. Yeah, I do want the ship repaired so that I can fast travel back to the Pizza Man, because I really want to get to the Pizza Man and the Inventor.
Get that Pizza Man.
But with the Magellan down and me on this complete other side, I'm just not... The game has forced me to do story stuff without using invisible walls, and that's good design, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Oh man, you should try making chilaquiles.
Oh yeah, how do you feel about frying stuff? Because you can fry stuff and dip it. I don't know how health conscious you're being. Oh?
What was it? There are two really fun, two delicious Mexican dishes. Actually three, because I've had it with Henry's and I've also had Gabby's, but albondigas.
Albondigas is good, yeah.
That is like real tasty. And something I
That
never
one's
had.
general enough too, to where like you can put a twist on the ingredients and still get the same general, like the spirit of the meal is still there, even if it's like slightly spicier or slightly tangier.
Yeah. But yeah, albondigas is really good. Chilaquiles is like a really good, it's just like eggs and like fried tortilla chips with a delicious sauce. And then if you like soup, Mexican soup, pozole.
Oh yeah, pozole is really good.
Like because I had never had it before, and either having either the red or the green, both are delicious.
Or like a chicken caldo if you wanna get like more meaty with it.
Yeah. I want to say too, I don't know if you live anywhere where you can get like sushi grade fish, but
you might want to spell some stuff out in the chat as well.
Oh yeah, you know that's a good call. Let me grab. Where are these phones?
financing for that book appears to have come from Bridget's own accounts, just like the funding for Drawbridge itself. It would be fair to say that this would make it a government vessel, in effect. Charlie was involved in all of the relevant transactions.
Make some menudo. Although I don't even trust myself to make menudo, I always try to seek out a good real Mexican place for my menudo because I don't know if I'd be good at it.
The one time I've had menudo was under the recommendation of George Foreman in Houston, and it was from a tire shop that was right across the street from a youth weight room that he owned and operated.
Oh, our company's made a grave error, Jacob. Wow.
Oh,
Was this
what?
all a pretext for imperialism?
No. No, Henry. No.
This is a delicate situation that requires caution, and we
Hi,
cannot
Bernie.
afford to ignore the threat that Higgs poses either.
Whoopsies.
I think going back to talking about MGS2 and dudes taking the wrong read or interpretation of what postmodernism is from it, it's good to play a game like this and see that Kojima, again, clearly has inspirations from like Godzilla and Tokusatsu and silly things and levity. And like, it's not like he's a stern, serious, Cormac McCarthy-esque cynic who hates everything in a misanthropic sense. I think you have to ignore a lot of like his quirk and like levity to read Metal Gear Solid 2 in the way some do. Oh, I can just take a truck with the snow tires straight back up the mountain now, I think. Oh, frozen puff pastries? That is a good one.
That's not real tasty.
Makes the filling, the other makes the sauce.
And Captain, I didn't know him personally, but I worked with him on a couple of commercials for something he was working on when I first moved to Texas. And I got to meet all the boys named George. I met the many George Foremans.
Okay, I'm gonna get a truck with fancy new snow tires for this mission and see how much.
Oh yeah, test those bitches out.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Let me throw some knowledge into this.
Also, I've been neglecting to just go straight to vehicle fabrication management here.
Whoa. Oh wow, dang.
I think I have to make my own off-roader to fabricate those tires. Vehicle customization, components. Tires. Yes. I came into this session being all like, okay, cool, there's mountains and snow and shit that's gonna force me off the roads and out of my truck. But if these spiked tires are too good, it's just gonna fucking ruin any of that. Oh, you know what? So I don't like how the sticky cannon will overflow my truck with shit, but if I put a machine gun and a chiral cannon, I have a combat truck with snow boots. I like that.
Nice.
And we can increase its battery capacity? Yes. We're gonna, yeah, okay. Yeah, this truck is awesome. Okay. Wait, I thought I had the vehicle to go. Take from the garage, yes. Okay. There we go. It would be very cool if all the work we've done tonight means this final mission back up the mountain is just a straight shot. We're gonna compress 3 hours of work into like a 30-second drive.
Hell yeah.
We'll take a, oh wait, no, we don't have any resources really. I'm like, do I need any guns or anything? Should I be worried because we connected a Fort Knott without a boss fight? My Sam is pretty under-equipped. He's just got a shotgun, I got a ghost grenade. Okay, I'm gonna risk it, gang. We're heading out.
We're doing it.
Oh, that's sweet, Al, man. Enjoy. Also, hell yeah that you're able to get that done. I was doing some research for Burns thing. Lux and Burns and I were editing. It may have been one of his reading series books that we put out a few weeks ago. Maybe the just like logging off. Anyways, we were looking to like those unplugged retreats where it's like, oh, a whole weekend without your cell phone, like offline, and the charges people are the prices people charge for that. Amazing.
Oh yeah, like you can just
yeah. I was about to say, I see like, oh yeah, you can just rent an Airbnb and then just charge $5,000 to like take away the internet and tell people they're going to enjoy it.
Yeah, right.
All right. I mean, that's exactly the kind of like vulture economy incentivizing we're seeing. Again, that's something I also really like about the Parable books, is like people are thinking in these zero-sum ways. Oh.
Sam, it's dead man. Hartman is away.
Okay, Guillermo.
Tell me, Guillermo.
I've also been making use of my own time on the beach to scour the UCA database for answers about BB00. As I told you before, it's much easier to get around their security from here. We previously thought that BB00 was placed into storage and reclassified as BB28, and that this was done by Bridges to conceal the existence of the Corbridge baby program from the public. However, it turns out that information was falsified. And now we know what really happened. Bridges intended to decommission and dispose of BB00, but someone intervened behind the scenes.
Was it Neil?
They ensured that BB00 was spared and sent to a storage facility where it received the BB28 serial number. Per the official records, however, BB00 was decommissioned, and Bridges had no reason to believe otherwise. So, who do you think was behind this deception? Well, I determined...
No, Captain Quasar, I don't know in specific what you're referencing.
It's pretty wild, though.
I really don't like Dr. Oz as a snake oil salesman.
Yeah, I've never cared for him.
I've had too many personal anecdotal issues where like I've done some stuff, again, like being health-minded and stuff. There's some stuff I did in my early 20s to improve my own health position, and the way my personal kind of understanding of diet, exercise, health kind of came in tension with family members who maybe listened too much to Dr. Oz. Was just a very annoying feature of my early 20s.
Oh, God.
And I feel he really has, like, brainwashed and poisoned people.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Like, without fucking question, the man is on fucking TV. Like,
well before he, touched the political office, yeah, he had the TV influence.
Yeah, dude, he's endorsed by Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fucking saying anything else. There is Somalis. Ooh, fun. I don't know, I've had a couple cousins reach out to me about Somali stuff. I'm like, what the fuck are we even talking about?
Like, why?
Yeah, like I'm talking about the pedophile range with evidence right now. I'm not talking about some crazy imaginary thing about like third world country folks.
It's amazing. I mean, we talk about like the exhaustion, the overwhelming like headline burnout, so that the next thing's more absurd than the next. But like, it really was just a year ago. We had a vice presidential candidate, well, 2 years in 2024. Just Vance with the they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs. Yep. The complete fabrication and then complete dismissal of that fabrication without scrutiny. Mm-hmm. Such bullshit.
Hate it fucking all.
Some Armenians in LA doing fraud.
Some really cool dudes out in LA. them not giving the doctor a cut, so now he's like, hey, you can't do that.
It's all just like a yearning to go back to like a Cold War understanding of the world too, which tells me that this is a bunch of Gen Xers freaking out on the internet and having a sort of midlife crisis meltdown, being the generation right before the internet really took things into full swing.
We gotta go through it with them though. They can't do it themselves. They're scared.
You saw Happy Armenians and a genetic trigger happen. Arrive at this generator just in time.
I'm Sam. Hey, my name's Sam too.
Yeah, I do like Kojima's choice of music. He understands the pace of albums still, which I think is crucial to directing something.
Yeah, he definitely does really pick really good moments of like lulls or just like the feeling. Really good at choosing the feeling for the moment.
Like, the trick of a good record is holding your attention for an hour. Through multiple feelings and tones. That's such a thing lost to background, or such a thing lost in translation.
Yeah, it was streaming. Everything.
Like, I think about that with, like, the cool thing about plays to me is, like, when they're really working, it's an effective sense of, like, what a scene is, or how long your attention can be focused on a single conceit or concept.
Yeah.
Floating signifier. Yeah, L-Man, I really liked, there was a video Plastic Pills did not too long ago talking about PR and in regards to, like, historically the Ludlow massacre. Real good stuff. And yeah, that was just a straight drive. We just straight drove.
Fuck yeah.
I'll come back, Sam. Just give me a moment to check. Straight, Sam. This cargo's in flawless condition. You're in a class of your own.
After all that almost falling off cliffs, I got the spike tires.
Hell yeah.
I don't remember, to any of those who are savvy in the chat, did the first game have spike tires for the truck? Because I don't remember taking the truck into the mountains. I remember heavily relying on zip lines and skeleton legs. And like spike boots and stuff. I don't remember driving in the mountains much. Well, I got a George Miller hologram.
Hell yeah.
Cannon for immediate use, and look into making him. It won't be long now till the DHV Magellan is fully operational. Anyway, I better hurry up and thanks again.
Sam, your next objective will also be your last. Terminal.
Yeah, Sleepy Zane's not here currently.
You'll first need to link up the Southern Environmental Observatory. It's safe to assume that this final step will be the most challenging yet. For now, you should rest in the private room to ensure you're well prepared for what's to come.
You know what? I'll take you up on that. Gang, I'm gonna rest. If there's any other cutscenes, we'll let this roll, but I don't think I'm gonna take another mission. This may be it for tonight. We'll see if any more story stuff happens as we bunker down, but once Sam wakes up, I might just save and be out. Reminder, we'll be watching Ghost in the Shell 2 this Sunday. I think the next 2 weekends after that, I may be a bit busy, but for those of you in or around Austin, Texas, Michael Burns is going to be in town
Oh, hell yeah.
I believe on the 28th. He's been sharing the info. There's going to be a live event where Mr. Burns and a few other YouTubers do some stuff.
You fuck yeah.
You can probably see Lux and I. Just keep an eye out for that. Speaking of, I'm not sure what Lux's availability is, so tomorrow, if he's not around, I may just be doing more infrastructure building here in Death Stranding 2. Otherwise, be back with us Thursday for more of the plot. Also, ooh, there's some story stuff going on. Yeah, Captain Quasar, send me that as well. I'll forward it to Jacob because I'm curious.
Yeah.
Where's my Berber? Oh?
Yeah. Sounds so cool.
Oh my god, what?
Fuck. It's funny if Dullman actually did that to you, though.
I really like that time he does the boo jump, the jump scare when Sam's like roaming around at night.
Yeah.
And again, you don't get people endeared to stupid concepts by being a cynic. There has to be some earnest joy in the crafting of the story for you to like want to do stupid shit like that, to even be comfortable doing stupid shit. Oh shit.
So we won't be able to proceed with our plans until they're out of commission. And that's not our only concern. Ghost snakes have been spotted in the region. We have every reason to assume that they're making preparations to hinder our efforts.
Just all the worst dudes have populated the map, eh?
Once you've finalized your preparations,
Every asshole you hate.
Just a generalized raising of the temperature, like, oh yeah, there's ghost mechs.
Fuck. Guys, I knew about the ghost. I didn't know about the ghost.
I'm gonna take
mechs.
a peek at just what the orders are, and then yeah, I'll probably save and we'll wrap it here for tonight. We will be reading more Parable of the Talents as well. I'm finding it very interesting how much it has scaled up from a personal individual narrative to one more about macro structures and historical movements. So, I cut through the first like 80 or so pages in one sitting. Which, the first book moved at a nice pace too. I feel this one I'm almost going at too fast a pace for the show, but probably chapters 5 through 10 will be resolved by Thursday, gang.
Damn.
I'll let you know when it's ready for use.
And when did this one come out?
1998. Oh, it looks like our ship's back in service.
Then prepare to continue We're counting on.
Okay, that's good to know.
Sam, this is Charlie. Your next order requires that, first of all, you are to proceed to the armed survivalist base and destroy all, so long as even a single one remains active. It is therefore essential that.
Yeah, thanks for joining, Ja. Thanks for joining, Captain Quasar, L-Man.
Our latest reports indicate that there
I'm just gonna kind of speed through this briefing.
This would give them a significant defensive advantage.
Yeah, this looks like a big armament thing. I might want to side quest and grind up some weapons.
After you have destroyed
See what that pizza man's up to. Also, I mean, the dude's name is the Inventor. He has to have some good quests.
a contingent of ghost mechs has been sighted dangerous.
What if he's a shitty inventor? You know, like it's like an ironic nickname.
Yeah, he's stuck on an island. Like, he couldn't build a fucking bridge out of there. Like, that'd be so fucking great, actually.
He's like fucking Gilligan. You know, everyone else got off the island. He's like, oh, I'll find a way.
All right, so I should probably do some side questing because that seems like a very heavy story, assault mission, combat stuff. We're going to save the game. All right, gang, tune back in Thursday for more Parable of the Sower. Tune in tomorrow for We'll See When We Get There. And yeah, Sunday, Ghost in the Shell 2. Again, those next 2 weekends, we might be a bit busy. Come out to Boner Bazaar. Come hang with us on Valentine's Day. If you're in Austin, you like burlesque, and you're not afraid to get a little weird with it, we'll be out there working, but say hi. It's always a fun time.
That's a lot of people.
Actually, this is a good time to plug as well. So, Burns on the 28th. I believe the weekend after that is March 7th. Fight Opera. Lux and I will be streaming that on Twitch, but if you're in Austin, Texas, come out to Austin Beer Works, have a beer, watch some wrestling, and get rowdy with us.
It's so much fun.
Yeah. You know, if you're not in Austin, Texas, please go find events in your community that you can do with your friends, that you can touch grass, that maybe are entryways into forms of mutual aid and organization in more ways than just entertaining each other, but watching out for each other politically and socially. But yeah, y'all have a good night. Definitely follow Fight Opera on Twitch. We'll probably be, I think we might be doing that this week actually on Wednesday. We might be replaying a show with wrestler commentary. Either way, just go over to twitch.tv/Fight Opera and you can follow us there. We have a lot coming up for the spring, folks. Thank you for hanging out. We're coming up on our first year anniversary of Technopoverty.
That's wild.
Yeah, we started on St. Patrick's Day last year, so St. Patrick's Day this year does land on a Tuesday. We'll see if we do anything for it. But you know what? Y'all take care. Have a great night.
Good night, techno hotties and thotties.
We'll see you around.